You're successful. You're driven. You've built a life that looks together. And still, something feels off. You feel like you're always performing, exhausted by how much effort it takes just to appear like everyone else. And maybe you're starting to wonder, is this even the real me? If you've been diagnosed with ADHD later in life, or suspect you might be neurodivergent, this video is for you. Today, I'm walking you through the top 10 signs of masking ADHD in high-functioning professional women, plus why masking helped you survive, what it's costing you now, and how to begin unmasking without blowing up your life. Let's talk about the parts of you that have been hidden and how to gently bring them back. Before we dive into the signs, let's name something important. Masking is not weakness. It's brilliant adaptation, a survival strategy. If you learned early on that your natural way of being, your energy, your intensity, your sensitivity was too much or not enough, you probably developed strategies to hide it. And those strategies worked. They got you promotions, friends, degrees, honors. But they also came at a cost. When you spend years suppressing your real self, you don't just get exhausted. You start to lose track of who you are. So let's walk through the top 10 signs so you can start to recognize what's not actually you. It's just what you learn to do to fit in. Number 1, over-preparing or over-researching. You spend hours fine-tuning emails, reading everything 3 times before responding, or rehearsing meetings. You're trying to avoid mistakes because deep down you're afraid that one word could expose you, or that you'll end up facing criticism that you've tried decades to avoid. In the short term, you seem reliable, but in the long term, you burn out and doubt yourself constantly. Number 2, rehearsing social interactions. You plan what you're going to say and then replay it afterwards for hours, worrying you talked too much or not enough or said something stupid. You come across as polished and professional, but you leave interactions drained, second-guessing everything. And people might not feel all that plugged into you because they're not actually getting to meet you, but the prepped, polished version of you. Number 3, mimicking others' behavior. You watch how colleagues dress, speak, and move, and mirror them to fit in. I've done this too. And it does help us blend in and avoid criticism in the short term. But it disconnects you from your natural instincts and leaves you wondering, who am I really? Number 4, suppressing emotional intensity. You hide how excited, frustrated, sad, or angry you are. You tone yourself down to be appropriate. And sure, in the short term, you're seen as calm under pressure. But then you end up feeling like no one really knows how deeply you care or how hard it is to hold it all in. Number 5, saying yes to avoid conflict. Even when you're drowning, you agree to more. You're the go-to person because you seem so capable. And yeah, people like you and learn to depend on you. But then you end up overwhelmed and resentful, and no one knows how much you're struggling. Number 6, hiding your ADHD struggles. You avoid telling people why you're late, forgetful, or scattered. You offer polished excuses instead of the real story. And yes, in the short term, you protect your image and credibility. But then you stay isolated, and others don't realize that you might need support that they very well may be willing and able to give you. Number 7, constantly apologizing for being too much, for following up, for asking questions, or incessant curiosity. You're seen as humble, sure, but your self-esteem slowly erodes. You internalize the idea that you're always a problem. Too much, not enough, or something else. Number 8, feeling like a chameleon. This one hits. You adapt so well to others that you start losing your own preferences. You don't even know what you want anymore. And yeah, you're flexible, easygoing, a team player, and then people like being around you because it's easy to be around you. But you feel lost, unsure, like you're living someone else's life. And if you don't feel that way yet, I can tell you, having done that for years, I got there eventually, and it sucked because then I had to figure out, what is my life? Number 9, keeping hyperfocus or burnout a secret. You work late to make up for lost time, push through with perfection, and then crash all alone. Yeah, you appear productive, but the pendulum swing between overfunctioning and collapse becomes completely unsustainable. And last but not least, number 10, chronic exhaustion and confusion about identity. The sum of all of this, you're tired. So tired. And you wonder, what if people don't actually know me? What if I don't know me? So let's be honest, when you first realize how much you've been masking, it can feel disorienting. You might wonder, what if I drop the mask and people don't like the real me? What if I don't know who I am without it, or like who I am without it? What if everything falls apart? And here's the truth. Unmasking doesn't mean tearing everything down. It means gently peeling back the layers at your own pace in safe spaces, not everywhere. So here's how. Number 1, start by noticing. Pay attention to when you're shifting into performance mode. You don't have to stop it, just name it for yourself. Awareness is the first unmasking. Then find safe containers. Therapy, coaching, a neurodivergent community, places where you can practice being more of yourself without fear of judgment or people trying to push you back into the box that you've been in for them. Because change can be uncomfortable. Reconnect with your preferences. What do you actually enjoy? What kind of conversations light you up? What does your body need? Start with small choices: what to eat, how to spend a break, what music to play. And if you're not sure, try different things and afterwards say, how was that for me? And see if it is something you enjoyed. Build safety in your nervous system. Masking is often a survival response, one that for most of us was really necessary. But if we want to mask less, we have to help our bodies feel safe enough to show up authentically. Movement, rest, connection, breath, all of this is foundational to being able to do this. And expect grief and confusion. As you unmask more and more, you may feel a sense of loss. That's to be expected. You're shedding a role you played for a very long time, and one that people came to rely on. And when people have something they rely on that goes away, sometimes they get mad or frustrated. But what you're gaining is priceless. A deeper relationship with yourself, more aligned and authentic relationships, and a life that fits you, not just the version of you people like best. Masking got you here. It protected you. But it's okay to outgrow it or to use it sparingly in the places that it's still needed. It's okay to want more than survival. And if you're ready to start unmasking in a way that's sustainable, safe, and actually fits your ADHD brain, I invite you to grab my 5-step Taskmaster plan below. And if you're craving real support and community as you come home to yourself, check out my program, Ascend, the ADHD Women's Mastery Program. You don't have to do this alone. You're not too much. You've just been too hidden. And I'm so glad you're finding your way back.